John, what's going on, man? 1247. Great. John, like I always say, man, be the greatest version of yourself. Get your mind off behind. You gentlemen come out here into this world, and man, you gentlemen get to it. But yeah, gentlemen, here's the thing. First of all, condolences, RIP to Mr. Kevin Samuels. That man was very influential, and in the things that I say and the things that a lot of brothers are saying now. He was very strategic in the things he was saying. He was very instrumental. That's what I meant to say. He was very instrumental. His platform was very instrumental on how brothers act nowadays. Because a lot of brothers, it's funny because a lot of men started using his talking points. I was looking at YouTube and a couple things on Twitter, and a lot of brothers out here using, what do you bring to the table, and your standards and things of that nature. See, a lot of these women weren't ready for you brothers to step up. And I gotta thank, let's be honest, I gotta thank Kevin Samuels for giving the men courage to have standards. Kevin Samuels' platform allowed men to have courage and not to be these women's footstool. Right? So he allowed these men to have courage. He allowed these men to realize who they are. Kevin Samuels allowed men to realize who they are. So I know he was talking about, the 6 figures and the high value and things of that nature. And that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. That once again, that was his interpretation of what a high value man is. He said the 6 figures for this period of time, your network, the things that you were. It was his interpretation of what high value is. Of course, my definition is a little bit different, but it is what it is. At least he had a blueprint of something for men to base their value on, or base themselves off of. It was something to start with. The 6 figures and the amount of time. He said you got to be 6 figures by 5, 10 years, whatever, making this amount of money for this certain period of time, and your group of friends and things of that nature. So that's, once again, that was his interpretation of what high value is, and it's a blueprint that man can go off of. You take it or leave it. That's what it is. His version of high value was basically like a take it or leave it. Take it or leave it situation. That was cool, and there was nothing wrong with that. There was absolutely nothing wrong with what he was saying. But gentlemen, just looking back on Kevin Samuels in these last 2 years, man, listen, that man has been very influential, and I'll say it again, that man, Kevin Samuels, was very influential on a lot of men. Because let's be honest, like a lot of the older men, especially the men, I'm 40, so Kevin, he's 16 years older than me. But a lot of men, 15 years before us, 20 years before us, 30 years before us, these men weren't giving these jewels back to us. These men, a lot of your fathers and your uncles and your grandfathers and all that, they weren't breaking this game down to you like Kevin Samuels was doing. Because a lot of your fathers and grandfathers were saying, hey, listen, you gentlemen need to come stop playing around and marry that girl and this, that, and the third. But Kevin Samuels showed you a whole nother side to the community that even your father and your grandfather, your great-grandfather didn't want to touch. Your father and your grandfather, your great-grandfather, they were talking to us the lighter side, and the lighter side of things. You need to stop messing around and marry that girl. But Kevin Samuels showed you the dark side. Kevin Samuels showed you the nitty-gritty of what was really being said behind closed doors. See, a lot of these women got up on this platform was saying stuff that they were saying behind closed doors. See, the things that these women were saying on his platform are being said behind closed doors. Even to this day, some of you gentlemen right now, the things that these women are saying on his platform are being said about you behind closed doors. You don't even know it. Some of you brothers out here being plotted on. But some of you brothers don't even know it. Some of you brothers, you just out here, you just drifting. Huh? just drifting and you just, you know, oh, this, that, and third. But yeah, gentlemen, man, I'm gonna say it again, man. Take Kevin Samuels, take his platform, go back to some of his old videos, gentlemen, learn what these women are saying, take that and move forward. Yes, you gentlemen should have value. You gentlemen should have standards. You gentlemen should have idea who you are and who you want to be. You gentlemen shouldn't be coming out here and life just drifting. You gentlemen should have a sense of urgency, a sense of yeah, my bad. Yeah, you gentlemen should have a sense of who you are as a man. I tell you gentlemen all the time, listen, Kevin Samuels, he knew who he was. Oh, he's gay and he's this, he's that. See, that's what we talk about all the time, gentlemen. At homonyms, every time a man is assertive, every time a man has assertive, a man has he's stepping into his masculinity in the community. The first thing they do is call you what? They call you gay. Oh, he must not be getting no pussy because you have a because you gentlemen have a what is that? A standard. You gentlemen have a standard for yourself, and the way that in the things that you are doing, you have a standard for you and for your business and for in the way that you want to go. That must mean you're homosexual. And that's what these women were saying in the community. Oh, Kevin Samuels, he was gay. He's gay. He you know, he must not get no women. He's broke and this, that, and the third. See, gentlemen, this is what I'm saying. See, Kevin Samuels' platform was eye opener because it just exposed the dark side of the community. Kevin Samuels' platform exposed the dark side of the community. Your grandfather and your father in there was talking about this light, fluffy little house on the prairie nonsense. But Kevin Samuels' platform exposed the dark side of the community. Exposed it. And the thing is, he wasn't talking, he was just asking questions, and the woman just told him themselves. The woman spoke their piece. They spoke their piece about you, how they felt about you, this, that, and the third. Gentlemen, like, if anything, that's what I'm saying, gentlemen, if anything, you just need to be thankful that his platform allowed you to see this. Because your grandfather and them, they weren't going to tell you this. Your grandfather and your father and them wasn't going to tell you this dark side to these women. Listen, all this time, your grandfather and them weren't telling you about these women and the way they act, and your grandmother and your mother. You know, listen, I'm gonna be honest. My father ain't never told me about the dark side to the women in the community. I was never told about the dark side of the community. I was never told how these women really think, how these women really get down. But Kevin Samuels exposed all of that, asking key questions. What do you feel? And you know, the man that you want, how does he feel about you? You think to be 235 pounds with them 3 kids, you think you really gonna get you a so-called high value man? I think I deserve me. See, you know, see that his platform just exposed. I'll say it again. His platform exposed the dark side of the community. You gotta shine light. You gotta shine light. Kevin Samuels went into the darkness.